Untitled Chapter here. Today we'll be building a PC. So, you have Ataxia, needs a new PC, but have no manual dexterity left? Do you succumb to your primal urges of instant gratification by purchasing a more costly and inferior quality pre-built? Nay, say no to your primal urges, say no to laziness, say no to warranties, and follow these simple rules. And most of all, by subscribing to this channel. Weeks of fun precedes you, because the PC will take at least a week to complete with no manual dexterity. But your rear end will thank you, because the huge wad of cash that you save from that pre-build will cushion you from your landlord's steel boots when he forcibly kick you out. Pro tips for Ataxians. 1. Use magnetic screwdrivers. 2. Build the PC with the lowest component first. 3. Let gravity be your friend. For this project, I'm building an AMD Ryzen machine featuring an AMD Ryzen 7 3700X CPU because such PCs have the greatest value to price ratio. For the motherboard, I have chosen an MSI X570 Gaming Plus board. For storage, I got 1TB of Crucial NVMe PCI Express Generation 3 memory stick for the operating system. Sadly, I didn't use the semi-modular power supply pictured here because it was dead on arrival. I ended up using my old Cooler Master non-modular power supply from my old PC. For memory, I got 32GB of 3200 MHz out RAM in 2 modules. Since this new PC is for video editing, I was able to skimp out on spending any money on my graphics card by reusing my GTX 1050 Ti from a previous build. I also reused 2 mechanical hard drives and an Intel SSD. For the PC case, I decided to use a NZXT H510 case. First, we shall install the Ryzen processor or CPU. Because AMD CPUs have their pins on the chip itself. No matter what, don't drop the CPU. Hello darkness, my old friend.
Fatality.
Next comes the stock cooler. I didn't put any thermal paste on it because it was already pre-applied. While the stock cooler was fine, the performance was adequate. The retention clip makes the stock cooler hard to install. One must use a little force to get the clip to bind. Next, we deal with the stock cooler's RGB abilities. Enable for the stock cooler RBG to work with the AMD program. You must not connect the RBG connector to the motherboard, only the USB connector. Bizarre A. Next, we installed the NVMe 1TB module. Depending on the motherboard that you are using, you may attach the heatsink to the NVMe later. Next, we attached a RAM module. I messed up once. Because they're dual channeled, they should be attached to every other slot. And I reinstalled in the wrong place. Next, we installed the hard drive and the SSDs. This requires removing the back panel of the PC case. Make sure to unscrew the hard drive tray from the case first. It is much easier that way. Use pro tip number 3 reasonably. After the hard drive, unscrew the SSD tray and screw the SSD to it, then to the back of the case. Now we shall deal with the power supply. I hope you're using a modular or a semi-modular power supply, because it will make cable management much easier. No matter what sort of PSU you're using, it's time to screw it into the PC case. Next, it's the motherboard's turn to get installed into the PC case. Please get yourself a magnetic screwdriver for this step, because you want no loose screws to be floating around the motherboard when you turn on the PC. Now is the time to attach the PC case cable to the motherboard. Next, attach the power supply cable to the motherboard. This may take quite a while, as it requires threading the large power cable plugs from underneath the motherboard to the top, and then wrangle with actually attaching the power supply cables to the motherboard. This will be difficult, especially if you didn't follow pro tip number 2. Use this opportunity to flip the case, attach the power and SATA cables to the hard drives, SSD, and in turn to the motherboard. It's time to screw in the graphics card and any peripherals that you're attaching to the motherboard. The next step is cable management. As most modern PC cases are designed to stack extra cables where the sun don't shine, i.e. behind the metal back panels of the PC case. Be sure to use plenty of zip ties, or as the Verge calls it, tweezers. Afterwards, you are done with the basic hardware installation of this PC. I will provide the link to a complete guide on how to set Windows to this Fandango PC of yours. Please subscribe to this channel to see me upgrade this PC with additional RGBs and water cooling for cheap. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, like, and comment. And hit that bell icon for notifications on future videos. If you disagree with any of my expressed opinions, then please write to your heart's content in the comment section below.